Well, good morning, good afternoon. Am I still breaking up pretty bad?
Not
Am I
right
still
now.
chopping up all over the place? It's the new office that I'm in right now. We'll get to that in just a second. Good morning. It's the John Lavenia Success Mastermind for Wednesday. It's the end of the month. It's the 31 of 3 of aught 21, and I'm your guy this morning, Glen Henderson. Let's do a little housekeeping first. What do you say? Let's find out what in the world is going on today. It's Wednesday. General session is where you are right now, and the hospitality suite is where you're about to be as soon as we're done. Life and business tools at 6 Eastern time with our friend Professor Adrian Garner. Then come back and see me tonight at 9 Eastern for networking magic. So there is your agenda for today. Madam Chop Chop was, hello, Madam Chop Chop. Good morning. You and I need to talk. It's a very specific topic. I will reach out to you. But I'm in the new office here, and the internet is slightly less zippy than at my home. So I'm going to be taking some steps here to get that resolved. Well, who's here with us? It's Madam Chop Chop to start with. Hello, Evelyn, and Julia's here. Edward holding it down in the Peachtree State. Is that? Yes, sir. Carl and Daisy's here. Janet, Ace. We come to serve, yes. And Evelyn, right? Smith and Melendez Aviles. I'm getting there. Sandra, hello, Lynn and Therese and Linda Landry's here. And naturally, it wouldn't be the same without the presence of a she who must not sleep. It's Ivier. Good morning. I should say good afternoon, Ivier, who's there in the U of K. And then, of course, the man, the myth, the Godzilla, John Lavenia. Good to see you. I'm sort of here, got the uniform going. Like I said, man, I'm just trying to be like you when I grow up.
I'm
brother.
not in uniform today. I'm still in my workout clothes.
Okay, well, you can put your hand over your heart and we won't see the, that is all right. It's a big day. Oh boy, is it a big day for a number of reasons. For me, anyway, I'm thinking actually it's kind of a big day for you too. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. Very specific title for which this actually came up for me yesterday, and I've been kind of itching to chat with you all about it. The title of our discussion today: there will be a quiz later. What's going on? What is he talking about? Well, I'll tell you. If many of you know that Paula and I are selling our house, and you've been there, done that, so you kind of know what. Wait a minute. I can't start yet because I have not. Where are my manners? I have not said hello to the money mama. Lindsay Dollar, nice to see you as always. He said, I can't be rude. And Toba's just jumped on. We're so glad to see you. Hello, Lindsay. So we're selling the house, and we had one heck of a weekend. Let me tell you. The listing went live on Friday. Oh, and by the way, if you want to kind of look and see exactly what it is we're selling, I'll look me up, and I'm happy to give you the website. Our photographer is just absolutely, the man's a magician. He's made our house look like the freaking Taj Mahal. I'm telling you right now, it's unbelievable the photographs he took. We actually live in a double wide trailer, but I mean, look at these pictures, man. What he did to our house was just phenomenal. Had open houses on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, we had a dozen people come through, 14, 15 viewings, and now people are coming back for the second viewing and wanting to get the seller's disclosure and all of this stuff. So, people are serious. People are serious about wanting to buy, or at least take a much closer look at the house, which is fantastic. And I've been spending also the last few days closing out this month as strong as possible in terms of stats for my own business, and helping other people close the month out as strongly as we possibly can. Also ramping up the training and everything for that new the new role that I've been sharing with you with the networking organization that I work with. I'll tell you, it is so exciting that I can't remember. And John, you've known me for a while, so you've seen me excited and you've seen me not so excited. So I can tell you that right now I am as excited about our life and business and my business and our future prospects, as excited as I have ever been in this brief but fairly interesting 6 decades so far. It's going to be 2021. Evelyn's nodding. Oh yeah, chop chop. Yes, 2021 is going to be huge. It already is. And today we are closing out the first quarter of this huge year of 2021. And so it occurs to me that, you know what would be one really groovy thing for us to do is to have a quick look at where we are and sort of see if we can get a handle and figure out where we want to go. Okay, I said there will be a quiz later. So here's what's going on. I said the topic today, there will be a quiz later. Let me share something with you right quick. Here we go. See that? 3 steps to check in on your goals. Because if your month, your first quarter of the year just stops and kind of goes by you, I am fairly confident that if the first quarter of your year didn't go quite as you'd hoped or expected, there's something you absolutely need to do in order to make sure that the second quarter of your year and the rest of your 21 goes more according to plan. And that is quiz yourself. Check in on your goals. You ever heard that term? You ever been in a business meeting someplace and they talked about milestones? You know, check in on your milestones with your assignments and your expectations for the job. Well, you know, I can tell you from some experience, and many of us can verify from perhaps much greater experience than mine, that if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, if you want to be successful as your own boss, one thing you're going to need to do is to be the most ruthless, uncaring, hard-nosed, whip-cracking boss you've ever had in your life. Why? Because there's nobody else that's going to come up behind you, say, hey, you meeting your goals? Hey, you hitting your targets for the quarter? Hey, you're making your numbers? Yeah, the only person who's going to do that for you is the guy in the mirror. And I can tell Edward's taking me very seriously, because I mean, his head is down, taking notes, writing furiously. Nice. So look, you know how we always say that the most profound concepts are usually the simplest? Occam's razor, is that the principle, John? All other factors being equal, the best answer to any question, the best solution to any problem is usually the simplest one. So we're going to take a very, very simple approach. 3 steps to check in on your goals and move forward. Step number 1, you knew I was going to say this, didn't you? Celebrate your wins. How many freaking times are you going to keep telling us this, Glen? Going to keep telling you as many times as it takes for it to finally sink in. Okay, I'm gonna put us on the spot right now. I'm gonna put us on the spot right now. Put your hand up. Raise your hand up. Give me a hand up. Give me a raised hand in the chat, or put your hand up physically if you are absolutely convinced that you celebrate yourself all the time and you are proud of yourself and you celebrate your own wins every bit as much as you know good and well you need to. No, but oh, sure. Evelyn does. Why would I expect any less? Evelyn celebrates the heck out of herself. And so she does. Fantastic.
Every day, Glenn.
Every day. Nice. See,
You have to.
we end up forgetting, don't we, that what we appreciates. What we focus on expands. We focus on our wins. I see you, Linda. I see this hand. We focus on our wins, and you know what happens? We get more wins. We focus on our accomplishments. We focus on our achievements. We regularly practice the habit of gratitude. And guess what happens, Mr. Science of Getting Rich? We get more of that for which we express gratefulness, that for which we regularly practice the habit of gratitude. We get more of it because the universe is listening, and because, you know, what things soever, you know, it says in somebody's good book, whatever things you ask for when you pray, believe that you receive them. Present tense, receive them. They are there now for you, waiting for you now. Believe you receive them, and you'll have them. And same good book, I think. Pray, always giving thanks. This is such simple stuff. The question is, do we do it? Do we do it as much as we need to? Am I walking around during the day appreciating and being grateful for and celebrating those great things in my life and those accomplishments that I've pulled off, things that I have accomplished during the first quarter of the year? I did this over the past couple of days, and I felt pretty good. Felt pretty good about where things are. I've accomplished a number of the goals that I set for myself this month and this first quarter of the year. Missed some of them, and you know, it felt really, really good to be able to say, you know what, dude, high five the dude in the mirror. Hurt my shoulder a little bit, patting myself on the back. Take some time today, pat yourself on the back for what you have accomplished this month and this first quarter. This means you, John Lavenia. You've been so wonderfully transparent with us, my friend, in sharing that you're generally pretty tough on yourself. And so am I, as you know, and as we know. We tend to, we have this habit as people. Well, yeah, you know, I made 10 sales, but I could have made 50. Yeah, I enrolled 12 new people in my organization, but I could have enrolled 25. Yeah, I lost 6 pounds this month, but I could have lost 12. Oh, quit beating yourself up, will you? Celebrate what you have accomplished, because I'm telling you, we've talked about it so many times, and we just got through reviewing it and really unpacking it in Mr. Wackel's book, The Science of Getting Rich. Be grateful. Express outsized gratitude at all times for all that you have set as intentions for yourself and what you've accomplished, and you get more of them. Step number 2, evaluate your learnings. Well, what's this mean? Okay, I accomplished goals 1, 2, and 4. That one, number 3. What happened there? What did I do? What actions did I take to accomplish that goal? What were the results? What could I have done better? What could I have done more of? What did I need to do that I could have done more of? What did I spend time on this month that I certainly need to spend less time on next month? And what can I change? What tweaks can I make? What training can I get? What coaching? Who can I reach out to help me learn what I need to learn in order to hit target number 3 next month, next quarter? Favorite movie of mine from the 80s, maybe you've seen it, Top Gun. Tom Cruise, back before he lost his mind, but that's another subject. He plays the Navy. It's about the Navy pilots. You remember that one? And right near the end, near the conclusion of the film, Tom Cruise's character has experienced a tragedy, a loss, and he's speaking to his commanding officer, and the commander says, "A good pilot is compelled to evaluate what happened so he can apply what he's learned." Say it again. A good pilot is compelled to evaluate what happened, no matter how painful, no matter how embarrassing, no matter how disappointed I may feel emotionally at not having achieved that goal, no matter how upset or angry with myself I may feel for not having accomplished what I set out to accomplish, I, as a good pilot, am compelled to evaluate what happened so that I can apply what I've learned. One of the great mixed martial arts UFC fighters of our present day, Irish gentleman named of Conor McGregor. His team always like to say, regardless of the result of a fight, they say we never lose. We either win or we learn, which is why I say here, evaluate your learnings, not that other L word. Although, as we've talked about before, that the F word, failure, which, as just quick review, failure always refers to an event, not a career, not a person, not a life, an event, right? So we say failure is not an obstacle on the road to success. Failure is the road. Failure is not a speed bump on the path to success. Failure is the path. So inevitably, we're going to set some goals, and we're going to set however many goals you choose, and you're going to achieve some of them every week, every month, every quarter. I'm not sure I've ever met a human being who has achieved every single goal they set out for themselves. Do you? If you have met such a person, I would like to be introduced so I can figure out how the heck they did it. So we expect that we will hit some of the goals that we set for ourselves, whether it's an income goal, whether it's an organization goal, whether it's a structure goal in terms of your e-commerce business, whether it's introducing and getting a new product to market. Did it get there? Fantastic. Did it not get there? Okay, what happened? What did you do? What steps may have been missed? And see, this is in some cases, a very difficult conversation, isn't it? Because we can have this tendency, as I've said, to beat ourselves up and, oh, I blew it again. I guess this thing really isn't for me. I guess I'm just not cut out to be an entrepreneur, because I keep missing the targets. I keep blowing my goals. Maybe I ought to just be more realistic. Well, I tend to be of the opinion that not a lot has been accomplished in this world by people who insisted on being realistic. So set huge goals, and when you hit them, celebrate them, and when you don't hit them, figure out why you didn't hit them so you can get them. Are you kind of picking up what I'm putting down here on this part? Absolutely. And then when you have celebrated your wins, and after you've taken the time to really analyze the results, the goals that you didn't accomplish in a given time period, and what you can be done better and what will be done better later, you know what you do then? Celebrate some more. Listen, part of the reason why this year looks so exciting for me and for Paula and me and for us and for our business and everything else, part of the reason this year looks so exciting is because we have spent so much time being excited about it. That sounds kind of like circular logic, doesn't it? Wait a minute. What did you just say, Henderson? Yeah, the year is so exciting, partly because we have spent so much time being excited about the year. What what does that even mean? Well, among other things, it means that you guys keep hearing me say this over and over and over and over again. Infinite intelligence is infinitely intelligent. The universe is listening. And you've said it, John, before. And I love this thing that I've heard you say so many times. It would be, I'm probably paraphrasing. If we look at it from a spiritual, from a metaphysical standpoint, it would be an extraordinarily cruel God, an extraordinarily cruel universe to give us dreams, aspirations, desires, without giving us the resources and the mechanisms for achieving those things that we desire. And as we know, because we've just read Mr. Waddles talking about it, the universe is so designed that it brings to us, forms the shapeless substance of the universe and brings to us the realization, the physical realization of those things that we desire. Now, it doesn't happen by sitting around. The money's here. I'm rich, and then the money shows up. Get off your behind, do some work, will you? Phone calls, put in some work, get the product to market, ship it, imperfect and done, right? Ship it. That's actually a chapter in one of my favorite books on productivity by Stephen Pressfield called, you ready for this title? Do the work. Do the work. Nobody ever achieved anything by sitting around just being grateful for it, just manifesting, visualizing. Okay, go visualize it. Absolutely. Visualize the heck out of it. Then get off your behind and go get it. Go work for it. And celebrate. Oh, here's a good concept. And celebrate the fact that you are on the road to achieving what you want. Celebrate, among many other things, the fact that you are taking action to achieve your goal. Most people don't. Most people don't even think about what they want, which is what makes this wonderful mastermind so unique, that we are engaged on a daily basis in the process of supporting one another and learning mindset strategies and learning specific business techniques to achieve what we want. So celebrate the fact that you are already successful, success being defined as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Earl Nightingale. Lead the field. I think Lead the Field may have been one of the first, if not the first, sort of generic personal development cassette tape series I ever spent good hard money on. And I'm telling you, I wore those tapes out, and it was burned into my brain by Mr. Earl Nightingale that real success is never an event. Real success is never the arrival at a destination. True success is the process. The effort is the reward. So every day that you get up and get your feet moving and take action toward the goal that you desire, that's a successful day. Oh, there's one other little bonus tip that I'm going to share with us. In this process, remember the second step, evaluating your learnings? Here's a pro tip. Give yourself a break. Cut yourself some slack. I know I have had the habit of punching myself in the face constantly whenever I missed a target, whenever I failed to achieve a goal. Oh, boy, was self-flagellation. Until I figured out that, again, What I focus on expands. What I appreciate appreciates. Focusing on my failure, focusing on my shortcomings, focusing on my lack brings me what? More failures, more shortcomings, more lack. Focusing mentally and emotionally, focusing on the fact that I'm on the road, that I'm taking action. You know, one of these days, I'm going to become so productive and so disciplined. I might even live up to Madam Chop Chop standards. Who knows? Get there one day. Um, but my point is, celebrate yourself, celebrate your wins, celebrate your colleagues' wins, celebrate your team's wins. Because again, what we celebrate, we get more of every time. So let's go back. Let's review them. Step one, celebrate your wins. Step two, evaluate your learnings, apply what you've learned, and get after it again tomorrow morning. And step three, celebrate some more. In the corporate world, it's sometimes, or in the world of interpersonal relationships, I have sometimes heard this referred to as a criticism sandwich. You ever heard that term? Compliments, celebration, pats on the back, congratulations. Oh, and by the way, here's a couple of things we want to work on. But oh my goodness, what a great job you did. Well done, you. So everybody get in front of your mirror today. Here's your homework. Get in front of your mirror today and give yourself a rousing round of well done yous, because you have made it to the end of the first quarter of 21, and you are well on the road toward achieving exactly what it is you desire. So don't punch yourself in the face, pat yourself on the back instead, and get going again tomorrow, because it's the start of the second quarter. And what do you mean to accomplish? April, May, June? Get it done. Get it done. And it starts by celebrating the fact that you are getting it done. I am done talking, and I would love to hear. I've seen a lot of heads like, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Hong San, how are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hey, Madam Chop Chop is first in line, of course. What's happening, ma'am?
Well, you've been talking a lot about me, so hey, I'm here.
It's true.
First of all, you live beyond my expectations, and I look up to you to be like that when I grow up. Eventually, I will grow up. But you know what, Glenn? Since you and I met, you've been talking about this. You've been talking about setting goals. You've been talking about be clear on what you want and how you're going to achieve it. And I find a couple things that are important here to add. One of them is you got to surround yourself by people like you. You got to surround yourself with people that are networking, that are bringing positive influence into your life. You got to get rid of the negative influence in your life, the negative people, the naysayers, and be clear on what you want. If you want to go to the beach, how in the world are you going to get to the beach? Simple. You know, is it money what is stopping you? Then what are you going to do to accomplish that trip, that vacation? If it's because it's financial, you know, you need to better your living conditions. You want to move from a one-bedroom apartment to a little condo to a house. Well, what do you need to do? You need to be clear, first of all, on what you want. And that helped me a lot. That conversation that we had in the hospitality suite, I don't forget it. Write your wins. You know, I am not writing them, but I'm thankful and celebrate each and every single one of them. You know, and I noticed that I was setting up goals that were kind of too small, you know, and I just broke that ceiling, you know. And what do I want now for the next quarter? Well, I want double of what I just did. Simple, you know. I will put it as a goal, and if I don't hit them, then I don't hit it. But I sure as heck I'm gonna sell way more than I expected, and that's what I have surprised myself. How did I get there though? I did my research. I had to work more. I had to put in a little more effort get more organized, sending more product to Amazon. In this case, that's what I do. That's my business. And I've noticed that the more I send in, the more sales I had. Who knew? Hello. So, it's simple. We complicate it. And all I do is now I send 2 to 3 shipments every week. And guess what? A week later or two, I'm seeing that reflected on my sales. It's paying off. So decide what you want to do, be clear about what you want, and do something about it. Celebrate your wins, every single one of them.
Boy, look, is okay, now I'm pointing. Is y'all picking up what she's putting down? Well, the one thing you said, Evelyn, that jumped off the screen at me. 3 words you used. A little more. A little more. We don't have to do 100% more than we did last month. We don't have to make 10 times as many calls. We don't need to send in 10 times as many products to Amazon. You know what we need to do? I think it was Tony Robbins. I'm pretty sure it was Tony Robbins. It said the difference between people who are super successful and people who just live a mediocre existence is generally about 10%. About 10% more effort. We say massive focused action. Usually, massive focused action expresses itself in about 10% more than what the general population is doing. Well, think about it. Let's be even more conservative. Whatever it is you do, can you figure out how to be 1% better at it? Can you? I bet you can. Can you do 1% more than you did yesterday or last week? Let's say 1% better this week than you were last week. 1% more productive. 1% more better sales. Well, we can't really control sales, can we? 1% better effort, 1% better activity, 1% greater focus. Can you do that? Well, guess what? 1% per week means that your results almost certainly must grow by at least 50% this year. How would you do with 50% better stats than you've got right now? Holy moly, I'd be over the moon, I'll tell you that right now. Suppose you could somehow figure out how to be 1% per day better. Oh, geez, Louise. Where in the world would you be after a year? Where would you be after 6 months? Holy schlamoli. Look at whatever your numbers are, whatever my stats are now. What would happen if I could improve my skills, if I could grow my skills, improve my production, improve my actions, improve my activity 2% a week? You want to double your business? You want to double your business this year? Get 2% better this week. Now that sounds a whole bunch more achievable, doesn't it? You didn't know that just 3 words out of you said that much, did you, Evelyn?
No. But you know what? What I find, Glenn, is that we are all too comfortable and we don't want to move. We don't want to put that little bit of extra effort. We are so used to the way that we want to live, but we want things to change, but we don't do anything to change them.
You know what?
That one extra phone call, that one extra going to source your products, get and put a little bit more time instead of, hey, listen, we watch a movie or a show every night.
Mm-hmm.
I work 10 hours a day and sometimes 7 days a week because I have, my consulting business, and you already know about my Amazon business.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have my job, that I consult with them. So obviously I'm a busy person, but I know that what I'm doing today is gonna pay off later. Nothing will ever pay off if you don't do anything about it. It's just not gonna happen. but we are just so comfortable with not wanting to move that extra little step, that little bit more effort. Sometimes we get paralyzed with over analyzing things. Just do it.
You see this? Can you see that little circle there?
Yes.
Everybody see that? I think this is what you're talking about, Emily. See that circle? You know what that circle is? That
Comfort.
is your comfort zone. Now, let me show you something else. Okay, see that other circle there?
Yep. That's opportunity.
The other circle is where the magic happens. So profound, Evelyn, like insanely profound. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself. Get out your notebook and paper. I got mine right here. Prepare to receive profundity. Mr. Lavenia, how do you do,
Hey,
sir?
thank you, Glenn. You know what? I got one disagreement that I got to introduce here today, and it may just be semantics, but you said earlier, do you know anyone who reaches every goal they set? Yes, I do. It's me. And hopefully everyone can say that for themselves too, because there's a difference between goals and targets. I know this may just sound like semantics, okay? But no, I reach every goal I set, and I must affirm that. You talk about celebrating wins. I think a lot of times I don't celebrate wins, and I also give myself an out. I give myself an excuse that, well, there's limits to everything, well, let's be reasonable about this. You know what? Screw all that. So, and I'm glad you went down that road too, right? So it's not about just, what do I think I can accomplish? We just learned this from, well, my goodness, all the great thinkers, most recently Wallace Wattles. But if I look at a goal as a specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely decision, if I look at it as a decision, then yes, I reach every goal that I set. What did Napoleon Hill say was the mark of an educated person? One who could achieve what they want or its equivalent without violating the rights of other people. That's the mark of an educated person. Now, along the road to reaching these goals, of which I reach them all, I miss lots of targets. Lots of targets. Our friend Greg Cardone talks about the 10x, right? So here's my idea, my goal, and so let's go ahead and 10x that, and the effort, that I think I'm estimating is going to take to do that. And then let's say I miss that. I only do 8x or 5x. Okay, fine. So I still hit the goal, right? So it's a little bit of a play of consciousness, but I think too often I'm okay with myself just doing enough. The good is the enemy of great, right? That whole thing. So I know if I've actually made the decision on a specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely goal, SMART, right? SMART. A lot of times people, they say the R should be realistic. No, bullshit. R is relevant. It's the most important part of goal setting. And I don't know why people miss the relevant part, but I guess they'd listen to third and fourth hand motivational speakers who aren't very motivating. But is it relevant to me? Look, I am going to have that thing. And if I, just like water, I think of goal achievement like water going downhill. Oh, there's a rock. Oh my goodness. Let's sit around and bemoan the existence of rocks. A log. Oh, a log, not a log. Water's going to find its level, right? And full expectation of it. And that's what I need to work on. That's the certain way. And that's where I've demonstrated uncertainty in my life, right? I've got to know that I reach every goal that I set. I can't question that. So targets, yeah. How long is it going to take? I don't know. Educated guess. I don't know. I've missed lots of targets, and I've exceeded targets too. I've exceeded them. I thought it was going to take 6 months. It only took 3. Yay! Right. Here's the problem that I've had too, is that let's say now I've reached the goal, and it was this decision that I made. I want this experience in my life, whether it's the experience of buying the new car or starting the new business or whatever. And then I sit there and celebrate, perhaps a little too much celebration, right? Kind of like, not that I'm going out, hitting the disco and getting drunk. I don't do that, but resting on our laurels, right, so to speak. I've got to follow it up with another goal. We're either moving lifeward or deathward. We're either expanding or disintegrating. And so to
Love it.
me, yes, celebrate the wins, but at the same time, um, know that progress must be made, or we could slide back, and I have slid back. To the tune of millions of dollars, by the way. Like these mistakes, once you accumulate power, right? We're talking about, um, as we just studied in Science of Getting Rich, that there's the one power that can cause the infinite, non-thing, the no thing, right? To demonstrate, in the world of substance, in the world of physicality. And what is that one power? It's thought. So let's say we increase that power. Let's say we get really good in our use of thought. So we've got bigger guns now, right? So to speak. In other words, we have less doubt, less lag time, perhaps.
Mm.
Okay, we got bigger guns. Well, what if we turn those guns in the wrong direction? It's still bigger guns, but now we could destroy ourselves much more effectively, So I think in that case, not to introduce paranoia or anything, but in that case, we have to, I think, exercise constant vigilance, right? Guarding against those things that could take us out, right? There's always the introduction of those seeds of doubt. At least I see them. And that's because I reinterpret a lot of the inputs that are being offered to me by life, society, media, whatever, right? I heard just today, somebody was on. I don't want to go down this road too far, but I'll just let you know. I heard a report from the head of the CDC talking about impending doom, and they're so scared. This is the head of what used to be major, credible, Center for Disease Control, right? Authority, talking about fear and panic. I think it was just a media bit, personally. Okay, but I had to reinterpret that. Why would they be doing that? Why are they selling that to America? So the ability to observe and to, as we say in the marketing world a lot, even outside of the marketing world, follow the money. Like, what's the motivation behind this? And so I've got to reinterpret those inputs that come into my mind that suggest to me that I might not reach my goal. And there are plenty of them. So I just wanted to bring that up just because I know it's just semantics, and I know you're, man, Glenn, I freaking love you, dude. You're awesome, man. You are awesome. I just couldn't sit with that one idea that I might not reach every goal. I have to reach every goal. I'm born to reach goal. That's all I do. I'm a success machine, damn it. I've got nothing else to do but that. It's like the movie, it's like you got the protagonist in the movie, the hero, right? And like there's the dragon, and what's this? This guy was born to slay dragons, man, right? And there's drama. Oh my goodness, I might die. Okay, but the end of the movie, the dragon is slain. That's it. That's the only outcome that could happen. So that's the level of expectancy that I seek to remember when I think about where I'm going. I'll keep working on it. I'm just showing up here. It's only been 30 years. I'm still
working on it.
Struggling, damn it. I'm struggling.
The Lord of the Rings, man. You talk about the heroes of the Lord of the Rings. Aragorn, right? And at a certain point, Gandalf says to him, "Put aside the ranger." No, it wasn't Aragorn. It was Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. Thank you. Who says to Aragorn, "Put aside the ranger," that other character, that other persona. Put aside the ranger. Become who you were born to be. Ladies and gentlemen, is this not the machine or the machine? Thank you, John. Thank you.
Magnet. That's magnet, not maggot. Magnet. Right.
Machine. I'm not gonna. Reverend Stefan Bauman, what's happening?
Oh, there we go. How you guys doing? I like I like what you said about the 1% every day, because there's a lot of times where days will go by where I feel like I've accomplished almost nothing, and then I do one or two little things that get me to go continually in the same direction, and I'm like, at least it wasn't a complete loss. Because there's like when I struggle with depression, sometimes it's hard to get motivated. You're like, you know what you have to do, and it's just like it doesn't want to do. So like if I can get at least something done, no matter how small it is, that at least makes it feel like the day wasn't a complete loss, and that helps me to keep moving forward. And so I do, even though it's a slower path than what it would be otherwise, even with a lot of setbacks, it still keeps on going in the same general direction, which is up, which is good. And about setting aside the ranger thing, it's kind of interesting because I've had to change my career identity 2 or 3 times already. And the first 2 times were very, very difficult. Like the first time was I thought I wanted to be a chef, and I really wasn't cut out for it. And it took me a long time.
That's a tough racket, working as a chef.
Well, especially because I went to school, I think largely because I wanted to do it for my dad. He had just passed away, and he was a teacher at the culinary. So when I went there was a big expectation that I was going to be some kind of prodigy, and I walked in with 6-month experience at Olive Garden making breadsticks and salads. So I kind of sucked, like hard. And I'm going into class with kids who have been cooking for years. I'm like, that's me. So it was once I kind of realized that, I had to figure out like, well, what do I want? And then I went into photography, and I almost gave that up because it got hard. It still is hard, but luckily I didn't. But I've had to do that a few times. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. And what you said about, you used the term feeling like you'd accomplished almost nothing during the course of a given day or a given week. The key there, as we were just talking about with Madam Chop Chop a moment ago, the key is almost nothing. Yeah. Which means, reframe, John, we reinterpreting? You accomplished something.
Yep.
What we used to say back in the old MLM days, when you were doing like a lot of cold market prospecting, picking up the phone and calling strangers and asking them if they want to take a look at your opportunity. Listen, people have gotten phenomenal results doing that. It's a tough way to build a business, and some people are nervous about it. And they say, and the trainer or the coach would say, hey, look, don't worry about the script. Don't worry about what you're going to say. Just dial the number. When they pick up the phone, you'll say something. So in other words, just swing your feet down off the bed and get moving. You'll do something.
Mm-hmm.
And you are living proof, my friend, that enough consecutive days strung together of doing something add up to a picture of phenomenal success, which you are phenomenally successful, by the way, Stefan, because you're on the road. You are taking action. Most people aren't even bothering to get on the road, let alone take action. Well done, my friend. Oh my goodness, it has been so long since I have spoken with, heard from, even seen your smiling face, Ung-san. How are you?
Oh,
there you are.
Hi. How are you?
Great to see you.
So nice to be here with everyone live. I have to say, I really missed everyone. I miss the energy. I miss all the positive vibes that we share with each other and how we really lift each other up. It's funny and sad, but the reason I'm able to be here live is because the job that I started a few months ago, 6 months ago, it didn't work out. My role was eliminated. And but it's I mean, I think it's a good learning experience. The writing was on the wall, like people were quitting left and right because they couldn't take it anymore. And I was like, what is going on? It's like, yeah. Anyways, it's okay. It's but you know, like definitely went through the whole like what did they say? Like denial, grief,
The
anger, all
7
those
stages
stages.
of grief. Yeah.
And you know, I was like, screw this. Yeah, because it just happened yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, just happened yesterday. And I was just like, what the? But it's funny, Elmer was like, it's like Hong-san, you need to get on the call today. I was like, I will. Because I mean, honestly, it's such a pleasure to hear from everyone, and what was discussed today. You know, just really rang so true. You know, stop being hard on yourself and seeing what you haven't accomplished. Celebrate those wins. The whole doing a little bit more each day, 1% more adds up to being a bunch percent like a year later, 6 months later even.
Mhm.
I mean, it definitely is true. Like it was like the job I was at was like, it basically sucked the life out of me energy wise. It was so busy, but so we weren't focused on our Amazon business. But then recently I was like, look, I just need to do a little every day. And I made myself like a little paper calendar, and I literally marked in each time I did something for the business, I made a mark. And it's like, I think that Jerry Seinfeld thing, keeping a streak, like it works because you feel like this,
Just
like
right.
like happiness that you were able to check another day and write in, I worked on keyword research, more keyword research, you know, like whatever. And it just felt like so good that instead of being like essentially getting beat up at the day job, you're doing something and investing in your own like future and your family's future. And you just feel like, I don't know, 20 times better. So, and yeah, and the whole thing with, I mean, I really truly what was said, that failure like it's just an event, and that you know, the whole like goals versus targets, that we set goals, we may miss targets, but that's all right. We're way better off having moved forward in our, how do you say, our goal. Yeah, okay, it took a little longer, but hell, we actually still moved forward. So recognizing that, and I speak for myself, I'm horrible. I always see the negative stuff, and it's just so good to be reminded, stop it. Stop sabotaging myself with all this negativity. And I don't know, it just makes such a difference. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Hun-san. Thank you so much for being here. We've missed you. And one thing you just mentioned there, which I'm going to offer, if I may, a friendly tweak.
Please.
You used to be horrible at seeing all the negative. You used to see the focus on the negative. Now you focus on the positive. Now you're focused on your future. To quote, I think this is a direct quote from our good friend, John, the machine, Lavenia. With regard to your current circumstances, I would say, what an opportunity. It's in there. It's in there. And you'll find it. You may have already found it. That, you know, some of the best times in my life were times right after I got fired from a job. Like seriously. And I've been fired more than once. Damaging admission right here, y'all. Thank you so much, Hung-san. It's so good to see you back with us.
Thank
Julia, what's happening?
Well, I think it's good to see Hung-san back too. What a great smile you have. And I love the glow behind you. I don't know if you can see it, but we can see a little shimmer of light behind you. It makes you look angelic. All I was going to say is this morning I was in a parking lot and I saw on the back of someone's car, "Life is pain." And I thought, you guys need to get in this group. The person wasn't there, but there was a time in my life I might have said, "Oh yeah, so true." But I just hate that that person has that message on the back of their car, and I felt like putting some kind of sticker over it, which of course I can't. But I'm glad to be in this group because we don't look at life that way. We look at life as it's an opportunity, it's a joy, and it feels good to be surrounded by other people who feel that way too.
And beautiful. Thank you, Julia. And I just echo again, our own personal ray of sunshine has come back to us. Homegrown's back. Yes. Edward, what's happening, my friend? How's it going down there in Georgia?
Well, I'll tell you, I am just so replenished from this association. It's been awesome. And this talk this morning has brought an acronym for me that I use from time to time. You're talking about effort and doing a percentage more or 2% more or whatever.
Yep.
Well, I have an acronym that says SEEDS, SEEDS, and it stands for sometimes extra effort determines success.
Ooh.
Sometimes extra effort determines success, which uses not only the acronym, but also the relevance of a seed planted and the germination from the seed and the result from the seed. It's amazing what that mentality in your life and in anybody else's life can bring to you, because when you realize that you have to plant a seed to get a harvest, and inside of every seed is a manifestation that you can't even count it. Okay, so that extra effort you're talking about is so real and so true. That's the first thing I want to say. Second thing I want to say is that this group is like-minded. That is so valuable, because for years I thought that like-minded meant same profession, the people that you were around every day, the rah-rah sessions and everything. That's nothing compared to this group. This is like-minded people, and these people are people that think the way that you do, and they also see the possibilities that you see. So I just want to tell you, thank you so much for your I guess input and the revelation that you've given today. And I really it really resonated when you said Mark 11, 22, 23, 24. Because believe you receive when you pray, you'll have whatever it is that you believe. And that is so true. So thank you once again, and I appreciate you so much.
That's some good preaching, y'all. Oh, I listen, I wrote that down. Sometimes extra effort determines success. Y'all need to write that down. Which, hey, take the action. Sometimes just hearing something, it might go out of my head. But if I take my pen and write it down as I'm hearing it, oh boy, does it stick. I love that, Edward. Thank you, my man. And I love what you said about like-mindedness. It doesn't mean that we all think the same thoughts. It means that we think the same way, in that we are all seeking success as we interpret that in our own legal and moral and ethical paths that we've chosen. And we are choosing to get together here and support and cheer each other on and build each other up. A rising tide lifts all boats. What's that old saying? When one of us wins, we all win. This has been a phenomenal session, y'all, and we are right up at the top of the hour. I appreciate you for jumping in and spending a little time with us. And now, as we say, unless somebody's got a thought just burning a hole in the pocket of their mind, we're going to adjourn. Remember, the Hospitality Suite is open and waiting. Swing on by and say hi. 6 Eastern this evening. Life and Business Tools with our resident genius, Mr. Adrian Garner, and then come back and see me this evening, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, and I think that's what, 2 a.m. U of K time. Networking magic. My goodness, we're going to be talking about the last law, the fifth law of stratospheric success tonight. Yes, indeed. Thank you all so much. Have a fabulous day. No, make it a fabulous day. Live long and prosper, you all. See you soon. Bye for now.